Happy Saturday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 488. It is Saturday, May 23rd, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. It is Memorial Day weekend, and I have been getting caught up with posting my Facebook Lives and the projects on Instagram and Pinterest and YouTube. So hopefully you can find them there. And I guess that's it. Nothing special. Thursday night I wanted to do a Facebook Live because I always do my Facebook Lives on Sundays after 5 o'clock. And then I do... most of the time, I do my Facebook Lives on Thursday as well, after 5 o'clock. Well, this past Thursday, I went flower shopping for my 5 plants on my deck, and I decided to put them in the dirt. And so that kind of pushed back my plans. And then on Friday, I was thinking I should do my Facebook Live, and then that just didn't happen. So today is Saturday, and I am doing my Facebook Live. And tomorrow is Sunday, and I will do another one. So, yeah, you get me twice in one weekend. So I'm going to put you down on the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I'm done messing around with the camera. So hold on. So hopefully you are having a nice weekend as we go along, and hopefully it's a long one for you. A lot of us that work have loosening it up a little bit, and I'm going to twist it down. Oh, that's really loose. Okay, so here we go. Whee! Okay, so I'm tightening it up, and my phone is charging, so if you see my phone, which I'm going to just push that up. I didn't want it to like die in the middle of the presentation. I've had my phone blink saying, hey, 5%. And I'm like, you're not cutting off while I'm going to do this live. All right, so I'm going to put the light on the subject here. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page. It's Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. PenguinZ33@outlook.com is my email address that if you don't have, say, like a demonstrator that you're working with, I'd be happy to send you a catalog. Also, for those of you who are local in Minnesota and would like to attend my stamp camps, send me an email. I also have a Facebook page, Stampin' for Joy. So how this works is this is my Joy Borwedge page, and I go live on it every Sunday after 5 o'clock, and a lot of Thursdays after 5. And then what I do is I take photos of the project and put it on my Instagram, and then I download the video to both of these places. Now, obviously, Facebook Lives get deleted after 30 days, and so you'll always be able to catch my Facebook Lives there as well. Okay, so a couple things that we have going on. And number one, my friends and I are putting on an event. TheStampinEvent.com is a place to register. It is going to be in Highland Park, St. Paul at St. Luke's Church, and you will be making 16 handmade cards, and us 4 demos have a lot of retired product at really marked down prices. So come and shop as well for great discounts. And that, again, like I said, you'll be making 16 cards. The virtual event that Heidi and I will be putting on is at thevirtualstampinevent.com. You can register. I don't know if it's open yet, but you can keep trying. That is Saturday, July 25th, and Heidi will be making 4 cards, and I will be making 4 cards. And on the 25th, we will be coordinating with everybody via Zoom, and we'll put the cards together that day. Now, if you do not have time to join us on the 25th, we will also send you all the videos that we have for putting the cards together so you can put them together at your convenience. So this is a great way to get your card stash going. All right, thank you very much for that. And right now we are live with this new catalog, and I love it. So I want to say, if you don't have one of these, you can contact me again at penguinz33@outlook.com and request one if you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with. Check out the Last Chance products. They have been marked down. Now, in the beginning of June, Stampin' Up! Is going to update this list. And so that means that new products will be added, and also products will be put on the discontinued list, that they no longer are going to stock. That's what they're on this. And when they're too close to being out or they've run out, then they go to the discontinued list. So check these out for also great prices. Through the end of May, there is a joining kit offer. And what you get are 5 free ink pads. And these ink pads happen to be the In Color ink pads, and they are new. And one thing about these new ones is that they are really cool. There's 2 of them sitting together. There's 3 of them sitting together. They are magnetic. And so you can take the lid off, okay, place that upside down, and then have it sit down on your table. Or you can have them side by side if you would like to do any, hi Barb, welcome. If you would like to do any, say, watercoloring techniques, you can put water in there, you can put re-inker in there. So that is a great way to put them together. Happy Saturday. It's great to be here. So then also on the back, you will receive these identifiers. Okay, so this one is hydrangea hue, and so I used all of them. So what I did was I put the name hydrangea hue on the inside, because a lot of these, when they are open, they might look a lot alike. Okay, so what I did is I put the identifier, okay, in the top and also in the lid. So then that way, if, like I said, if I'm doing a watercolor technique and I have different ink pads open, say the re-inker is in here, I want to make sure that I have the right color. So that I did. And then also on the back side, I put, so on the bottom, front, and then on the back side, top. So then it doesn't matter where I am on the, where it's sitting on my craft table, then I know exactly what color it is and what lid goes with it. So the reason why I'm showing you these is because if you decide to join up and become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you will get all 5 of these for free in your kit. Now, what you do is you pick out $125 worth of product, and it can be from the July pre-order, which is just released to demonstrators. You can also put in product from the new catalog, which is in here, and also online exclusives, and you can put in the products that have been marked down from the Last Chance lists. So if you have a long wish list, this is a great way to go. For that $125 worth in product, you only pay $99 and you get free shipping. So if you were to place a $125 order in my online store, you would have to pay shipping. But if you signed up to be a demonstrator and you picked out $125, you can't go over, then Stampin' Up! Is going to just charge you $99 for that and give you these 5 ink pads for free. So if you did not want the ink pads, you get to choose out an additional $35 worth of product of your choice. So it's either the $35 worth of product or the 5 ink pads. Now the 5 ink pads are actually the better deal if you already have them. So you have until the 31st. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me on that. So then for just a few more days, I should say, May is coming to an end in just a little bit. And the product of the month is called Berry Botanical Vellum. And it is a beautiful vellum. It's only $5 if you placed an order of $75 in the online store. Now that has to be after all the rewards and discounts of any kind. So once you hit that threshold of $75, you're going to see a banner that says, hey, would you like to add the Berry Botanical Vellum product of the month for only $5? I mean, how cool is that? You get 12 by 12 designer series paper, and it's 12 sheets of 4 single-sided designs. You get 3 each of those for only $5. Great deal. Now, also, you can register for Creativity Now between May 5th and the 26th, and you pre-order your product between June 2nd and July 17th, and then we get this crafting event on August 9th. So check that out. If you have any questions, let me know. And then last but not least, Stampin' Up! Is offering a craft class called the Paper Mixture. Now, this has already happened, but you can still purchase that class in the online store at 171475, and it's featuring the designer series paper called Paper Medley Mix-In designer series paper, which is 167759, which is still available to order. So if you want to have that class, you will have a Facebook Live. Now it's going to be a replay, but once you purchase that class, you'll get that sent to you, and you can join and watch and play along at your leisure. So let's get on with today's project. We have a paper pumpkin. Now, a paper pumpkin is a mail subscription, and I love it. This one is called the Sparkling Celebrations. Now, on the side, it's going to say 2026 May and May. So what that means is that this one is in English. Paper pumpkin is now available worldwide. And I had opened this up and quickly looked. The spot that we're playing with is called Misty Moonlight, and I'm not going to actually use this. I am going to use my actual stamp pad, and here is the stamp set that comes with it, and it says time to celebrate and wishing you happiness, and then you are invited. Ooh, sounds like fun. Okay, so what happens is when you order paper pumpkins, you don't know what you're going to get. Now, sometimes I should say, as a demonstrator, we get to see a little preview, and it doesn't tell us much. Now, I save my tissue paper, and I put that back in the box. And what I tend to do is make products And so this is what it looks like. And we have, this is going to be a card class. So what we do is everything is in this shrunk wrap package. And you really don't need much. As a paper crafter, I love having my scissors. And I love my Take Your Pick tool. And my Stampin' Pearson mat. And let's see here. I have my blocks over there that I will pick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this flimsy piece of plastic off so I can get access to all the stamps. And I'm going to put that flimsy plastic back on my box so I know where to find it. Now, I already have tear and tape, so I'm not going to use that. And it comes with sparkles and dimensionals. Now, I'm going to use my own dimensionals because I already have packs. I have large and small already started, so I don't like to tear open. These look to be mini dimensionals. So I'm, ooh, look at those sparkly. They are kind of faceted. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so we'll be using that. And, okay, so sometimes, ooh, the envelopes are decorated. And it looks like sometimes they are the same. Sometimes it's just the flap that's decorated. Sometimes it's the insert that's decorated. So they are all decorated differently. So that is pretty cool. Here is, I think I'm going to make all of them today. I think, ooh, look at the shimmer on that. Yeah, it is beautiful. Wow, I agree with you, Barb. Okay, so we're going to do all of these today. Sometimes I do just one of each. So this is one card class, okay? Or here's fireworks and a lamp stand. And you get 3 of those. These are all die cuts. Let me put my scissors back so I know where to find them if I need them. Ooh, look at that. Love the color on this. So here's another color, or another stamp. Words are hard. Here's another card base. And so that's the front. And then look at the back. That's very pretty. I love the fact that these are, sounds like there's a bird fight outside. If you can hear all that. I'm wondering if there's, okay, I was thinking maybe there was like a cat outside or something and there was like a big warning. They're in the parking lot. Those are chirping sparrows. This is windows, and so those are all die cuts. Ooh, now this would be a perfect kit to cut down the middle here and make more cards than what the kit is supposed to make. A lot of people do that, and I generally don't. Here are die cuts for greetings and other die cuts over here. There's just one page of these, so I'm going to put that there. Here's lanterns and light bulbs and fireworks. And then it comes with a piece of chipboard. I like to keep those because, you know, us paper crafters, we find things to do with something with everything. And so that's what it looks like. And it says the kit components supply cards for 9 cards and 9 envelopes. And the coordinating colors are Blackberry Bliss, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Hydrangea Hue, Melon Mambo, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Pumpkin Pie, Black, and Silver. And so this is what the card, the stamp looks like. So you should be able to put this on here and then know what everything looks like. So Again, wishing you happiness, you are invited, and time to celebrate. And then here are the instructions for card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. And because they come in different languages, Stampin' Up! Has been using pictures for quite a while. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to look at this page. And so everything for card number 1 has that. So it looks like this is going to be our card number 1, and I'm just going to remove the envelopes because that will be the last thing that we work with. And so card number 1, card number 2 is going to be this. I'm going to move my blocks over a little bit more so that I can have some space. Ooh, and I almost lost my sequins underneath my glass mat. That would have been very bad. All right, and then 3 is this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through everything and pull everything out. So it looks like all the light bulbs are going to go with card number 1. So we're just going to punch those out. And I love the paper pumpkins because I love being surprised. And I'm going to pick a winner. I'm going to pick 3 winners. And so the winners, if I pick your name for, say, card number 1, your name will be taken out of the drawings because I want 3 separate winners. And what I do is I put the cards together. Now, sometimes I'll just do one of each. And this time I'm going to do all of them. Just because, you know what? It's Memorial Day weekend. People are having fun. And it's been a little chilly here the last week. But it's supposed to get up into the mid-80s. So it's going to go from chilly nights to here. We're going to turn the air conditioning on. Okay, so there was that. And then this sheet, it looks like it wants the label that has the, what's it called? Banner label. And then this one kind of looks like a shelving unit. So we're going to put that on number 3. And here's another banner. Stampin' Up! Gives you generally extras, so then that way, if you make a boo-boo, luckily, hopefully you only have one, and everything is ready to go. Okay. And then, let's see, the fireworks. Now this one goes to number 2. So the whole thing goes to number 2. And the light post goes with number 1. Okay. And so what we're doing is we're just basically getting our cards ready. So then that way, when we put them together, we can assemble, stamp, and then assemble, kind of like assembly line. And it goes a lot faster when it's like that. And once you have your stamp sets out, you might as well just do them all, right? Okay. And then the windows, that goes in the recycling bin. And then the window dies, this goes, let's see. It looks like, I don't know. I'm just wondering what we do with all of that. Okay, so we poke out. Okay. So it looks like we poke out these parts of the window. But then why are these... We'll see. We'll take these all out. I have not looked. Hi, Tina. Welcome. Happy Saturday, my friend. Okay. That. Just save that. Okay, so I guess we're just going to leave that there. And then whatever we pull apart on that. Okay, so now we're going to start with card number 1. So we're going to grab, well, actually, let's put the stamps on blocks. Okay, so this looks like a bush. So we're going to put the bush. I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet. I also like having that ready. So, because if I were to put it on my Glass Mat Studio, this is a new stamp that has never been used. And if I were to put that on there like that, it's going to be kind of hard to pull it off. So if you have your silicone craft mat and then you put this on, then you can pull off a lot easier. So that is ready. And then it says, you are invited. Okay, guys. Now I have a question. Because I'm going to send out winners, should we use, I want somebody to be a winner. They may not have something to invite somebody to. So do you think that we should use a different... Okay, so you are invited and wishing you happiness. Or time to celebrate. I'm thinking putting time to celebrate maybe would be a lot easier if somebody were to win this, then they could use it. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Do you think that sounds good? Time to celebrate is used for number 2. Let's see. That'll fit perfectly. And I think, and it looks like the bush is going to be used in number 3, and wishing you happiness. Hi, Kimberly, sounds good. Do you think so? Okay. Because wishing you happiness, because then we could, whoever wins that card, I don't want them to feel like, well, this is a loser of a card to win. You know what I mean? I mean, they could give it to somebody to send it, but you're invited. That means, more than one person. Okay. We got fireworks in here, but nobody's using that on the inside of the card. So how about we use that for the inside of the card on all 3? Because I like to decorate the inside of the card. So those are little fireworks. And this is a big firework. So let's get a different... And wishing you are invited. No, we're putting that back on there. Never mind. We're not using that one. And let's see, that one probably can go on this block. Oops, I'm so sorry. The Glass Mat Studio is kind of noisy when you drop things on it. Ask me how I know. Okay, so colors, I think we could do... Let's see, Coastal Cabana. Ooh, Blackberry Bliss would be very pretty. And Hydrangea Hue. Ooh, Pumpkin Pie. So Misty Moonlight's going to be on all the cards. How about... Let's do Hydrangea Hue for one of the fireworks. And... Pumpkin Pie would be pretty. So would, let's do Melon Mambo. How could we not use Melon Mambo? That could be our insides for our fireworks. Okay, that sounds good. Great talk. Talking to myself. You guys listen and chime in. I'm happy about that. Okay, so let's move these off to the side over here. And we will put together our stuff. Now, another thing that I like to have is, like I said, I like to have my craft mat and also a bone folder, because you can, you know, fold your card over like that. But if you have a bone folder, you could just put it like that and it will lay and give that a nice burnish, and it will lay flat for you. So it took me a really long time to actually get a bone folder. My upline hosted kind of a meeting style, and we were going to make a card and a meeting style get together, what I meant to say. And then we had a make and take, and I did not have a bone folder, so she allowed me to use one. And from there on, I went home that night and I went and I put a bone folder on my list. Okay, so we need to get the, oh man, I forgot. Okay. So I forgot to cover up, or to take this off, so we're just going to cover this one up because I have a hard time crafting with a dirty space. My table is roughly, I would say 6 by 3. But the actual, I have a particle board on the top of my table, so it actually extends it. So it's more like now 5 by 3. And that's my crafting table. So when I get a lot of stuff on here, I have a hard time seeing what it is that I need because there's too much stuff. And so I need to keep it kind of, what's the word? Clean? Okay, so we need to stamp our banner. And so we're going to get all 3 banners. And there's technically 4, so we'll do all 4 banners. And then if one looks better than the other, then we'll keep that one. All right, so this is going to say... Oh, and then also another thing that we need as paper crafters is the Simply Chamois. Now my Simply Chamois is cut into a 4. Oh, first of all, we should make sure that this works. We'll try it. Wishing you happiness. It might cut off a little bit, but we'll make it work. There we go. That looks okay. I mean, we could go up like that. There we go. Nope, don't like that one. Flip it over. Stampin' Up! Has great paper. You can flip it over and not see what it is you're covering up. And I just smeared that, didn't I? No? Good. I didn't smear it. Okay, then we'll do another one. Just let that sit for a second. There we go. Ooh, that looked very nice. And I cut off an S, so we're going to do that again. This is Misty Moonlight. It is a beautiful color. So far, it looks like the first one is the one that's going to get trashed. And with photopolymer, you want to just allow that to sit for a second. And again, I whacked off that S. So we're going to move that over again. So what are you guys doing this Memorial Day weekend? Are you finding any time to craft? Ooh, that one. Okay, that one we're going to toss. Okay. And then, let's see, it wants us to stamp the bush down at the bottom. Okay. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 bushes. Okay, so paper craft. And this looks like it's distinctive. So what that means is, oops. Hi, Tina. All right, we're going to move this one up and this one down a little bit. Okay, I got some color. I'm supposed to have that down. So we're just flipping this upside down. And so you can't really tell too much. Another one. Boy, I'm not hitting that bottom. Well, this is the one that nobody's going to win. Okay. Nobody's going to win that one. Okay. So we're going to go down here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is how it's supposed to look. Okay. And then one more bush. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. That one we're just going to cover up the bottom a little bit. And, okay, so because we're going to use this bush in another card, we're not going to clean that one off. So the next thing we're supposed to do is I'm going to close this up and we're going to actually stamp our inside. And let's see what, let's see what that looks like. Okay, little pink design and the hydrangea hue. We'll flip that one over and we'll do this one in hydrangea hue. Ooh, that looks very pretty. Okay, so let's put that kind of up there, okay, in the corner. And then kind of 1 and kind of 2. How's that look? Your finishing swaps? I haven't joined a swap in a long time. Did you get a lot from the pre-order, Barb? I haven't even looked at it yet. I'm scared. Okay, so there we go. And I think we will keep the inside using the same colors. Oops. And that way we won't have to wash them off either. Okay, then now let's finish the outside, and I think that I'm going to be using okay, so we're going to flip these over, and we're going to put adhesive on the back, and I plan on doing Let's see. We're just going to do adhesive on the light. So no, it looks like we're not using any dimensionals on this card. Really? Well, that seems weird. I have to have dimensionals on a card. Screw that. I think we're going to, we're going to put dimensionals on there. I don't care. Because you don't have to make it the same way if you don't want to, and I don't want to. Right, so there's the big one, and I guess using the tear-in tape would be kind of okay, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive on there, and I think that this is going to stand right there. Okay. And each card gets, it looks like, 3 light bulbs. So one, a big one, a medium one, and a little one. Okay. And in my opinion, the way they want you to put the lights on here is kind of stupid. Because they want you to kind of gather them around the light post. And I think that looks wonky. So, let's go rogue. We're going to put this on dimensionals because I can. And I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. And, if I think something is stupid, I will tell you. If I don't like something, I will tell you. If something, is not a good tool, I will tell you. I am brutally honest. Don't ever ask me if you don't want the right answer. Okay, so we're going to do that. And what do you think? I think that just looks so stupid. I don't like that. Okay. How about putting those up on dimensionals like that? Okay, this is just, I hate to say this, but I don't like this. Okay, so I'm not gonna take the dimensionals off yet, the backing off. I just want to see what it looks like and see what you guys say, if you agree. Because then we'll go forth with the other cards. But I think that, kind of looks, maybe we could put Winkostella on it so it stands out a little more. Because Winkostella needs to go on everything. Okay. So that is just a little too big. So we'll just snip that little puppy off and we are good to go. So what do you think about that? You could always put that right there. Kind of make it coming off that last. Nope, I don't like it. Nope. Put that right there. Okay, so do you think that looks okay? Oh, I see a thumbs up on that, or a heart on that. Okay. I think we're going to do that. So take the backings off. Must have been a guy who delivered or picked this out. There's another heart. Thank you. You think it looks better with dimensionals? Thank you. I agree. But like I said, they wanted them to look like this. And I'm just like, that's stupid. Hanging it off the light like that? That's not what you would do. So, yeah. Dorky. I'm not saying my cards are always the best, but hey, man, let's make it look better. Okay. And just... See, that's the reason why I use my Take Your Pick tools, because these fingernails don't work. Because I don't have very many. Okay, so then that light house stuck to me, or that lamp. All right, so let's go with adding some Winkostella to it. Okay, I think that looks much better. And, okay. And then we could flick a little sparkle up there in the corner. Woohoo! A little glittery. All right. So I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. I might as well clip some of these. I think this is the first time in a long time that I think that I was like, I'm not going to make the card the way you intended, because I think you did ugly. I mean, and if you like this card, that's okay, good for you. Me? No. Kind of stunky. Dorky. Okay, let's put the light post on. Right there. Oh, and we should put the light, the Winkostella on the light post. Right there. You know, because you got to make the light shine. Because this world needs more light. And more shininess. More sparkle. All right. Alrighty then. And then let's put this up on dimensionals. Not the bad side, just the good side. Right. Flip over. Okay. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, come on, 5, and 6. All right, stab. Oops, you can stab them and grab them with your Take Your Pick tool. Now I call this the people poker, because I am the people it pokes. All right, there we go. Let's add that down there. And this one right there. Okay, and now we're going to add the light bulbs with the dimensionals. Okay, so this one, think the little guy, we're just going to do the end pieces. Oops. Right there. And right there. Okay. So, Barb, for what are you using for your swaps? What stamp set / suite are you using? All right. There's the big one. Here's my trash can. I put paper in here, everything else goes in there. So there's the big one. Might as well just put the dimensional backings in there pretty quick so that I'm not constantly moving over. And the medium guy. Okay. Right there. All right. Ooh, that's one set I did not get, but I love that set. Relaxing waterside. That is a very well designed suite. I love the Adirondack chairs, or however you say that. Adirondack? Okay, so then we're going to put Wink of Stella on there. Okay, so wishing you happiness. Okay, and then, yeah, we're going to flick a little bit of Wink of Stella on the fireworks. I need to shake it a little bit more and press. Oh, got some drops. There we go. We live right next to Fairview Ridges, which is a hospital. And so we hear the fire truck, which is not too far away from us, the ambulance, which is not too far away from us. So if you hear that in the background, we're not in a center where we don't live in the bad part of the city, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that is card number 1. And it doesn't get any type of embellishment on it. So I think that it turned out a lot better putting the lights up on the string rather than it hanging on the light post. I did not like that. Okay, so that's card number 1. And let's get the product out for card number 2. And first thing we're going to do is dump all the fireworks on there, and we're going to use the bone folder. Where did I put that? Right here. And give that a nice burnish. That is just so pretty. It's on both sides, so I don't know like which one is side 1 and which side is supposed to be the back or the front. It doesn't really have a distinctive difference. I mean, There is like a color blast of purple down at the bottom, and then the color here is just more, I don't know, it's kind of spread out, but I kind of like the color blast at the bottom. So I guess that's what we're going to use. All right, time to celebrate. Now this would be a perfect card for somebody who has like a birthday coming up, anniversary, somebody who's retiring. Oh, come on. All right, time to celebrate. So we're going to grab that Stampin' Pearson mat again and grab the sentiment. Time to celebrate. All right, tap, tap, tap. Oh, there's a fuzzy on there. And I don't like the fuzzy, so we're gonna clean the stamp off using the Simply Chamois. There's just water in here. And it's squeak, squeak, squeak. My chamois, I cut it into 4s. So then when I have stamp camps at the event, I'm in charge of 4 tables at the event. So I want to make sure that I have a chamois at each one. Come on, let's go. There's a cat hair on there. I have cats, so sometimes they make their presence known. And we're going to stamp that. Right. Tap, tap, tap. Right in the center. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, and this one has a spot on it. There we go. That one's too light, so we'll get rid of that one. Okay, then we are supposed to put dimensionals on the fireworks. Now I'm going to use big dimensionals on that. Okay, so it looks like we're going to put one of each piece on each. Make sure I have it spread out, and then, okay, and then 1, 2, so 1, 2, and 3, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to be using these. Okay, so it looks like we're supposed to put dimensionals on all of the fireworks. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to put 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're supposed to put this on dimensionals. So I'm going to do 1, 2. That didn't want to come with me. 3. And then here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of missed a spot, so I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to stab and grab those backings. I think I'm just going to do one piece at a time, just because I don't want to have all those dimensionals on everything and then have them stick to me. So this one gets 2. This one goes at the top. And that one goes right up there. And then this gets placed on top. So I'm going to put adhesive here and adhesive at the top and a little bit at the bottom. So that goes like that. And then dimensionals on these guys. So 1, a 2, and a 3. And then stab, stab, and stab. Okay. So this one goes right there. This one goes right there. And this one kind of hangs out down at the bottom. Well, that's kind of fun. Okay. Okay. I think that turned out very pretty. Time to celebrate. All right. So then let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to put the big one, or the guy at the top. I think that would help kind of space out so that you wouldn't put this too far up. So let's see here. I'm just going to put that 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to set that in the center. 2, 3, and 4. And goes right on over there. And then the greeting. So it's going to go at the top and the side, not on this side. So I'm just going to put adhesive using the seal right here so it fits perfectly. And then a dimensional in the center of each. Sometimes they give us small dimensionals, sometimes they give us large dimensionals, and sometimes I find that I like using other ones than the ones that were given. Okay, there we go. That's card number 2. And then we're going to have to go in and do the inside of the card. But when you do assembly line, it works so much faster. But it all depends on really how much space you have. Oops, I just took the top off of someone. So we'll put you right there. So no stabbing. Stay. There we go. I have never, taken a paper pumpkin with me to do, I don't have kids, so I don't, like when somebody's gone to a recital, or if, somebody's if somebody's playing sports and waiting for them. I don't have anything like that. So the only thing I've ever taken a paper pumpkin to was when I was going through chemo. I would bring 4 paper pumpkins with me. And that's all that I could fit in my backpack that I was taking with me. And when I went, I would, take one card of each and give it to the nurse that was tending to me. So then that way, if they were wanting to give somebody something, like, and luckily the paper pumpkins had more of a kind of a thinking of you vibe, I'm here for you vibe, so I thought, perfect. And I said, if there's anybody here that you would feel that needs a little extra something, I said, give them a card. And she loved that. Okay. And on Tuesday, I actually go for my checkup. And then it would be 4 years cancer-free if that comes back clean. 1 and a 2. And I think that works perfectly out there. And so I always make sure that I do my paper pumpkins, because for the cards that I do, I don't do anything easy. I don't do anything super simple. So I figure paper pumpkins, I don't have to think about. Somebody else designed it, and all I'm going to do is what they say. Thank you, Tina. I have faith. Yep. And, all right, so let's put a little Winkostella flicking on here. Because, did it go? There we go. I used to love going to get fireworks, watching fireworks, but I do not like the mosquitoes and trying to leave the crowd. I don't mind people. I'm a friendly person, but trying to drive to leave wherever it is you are, it's awful, and I don't like it. And I think they're pretty. I just don't think that they, and I hate to say this, but I don't like the end. I want each individual firework to get its love. And when they put them all at the same time, it's like a big pretty mess. And I don't know, I think each one deserves its time to shine. All right, you know what I think? I think that we're going to take a little bit of Winkostella, and we're going to do the chunky, ooh, this is very juicy. We're going to do like the chunky parts. And time to celebrate. Doo, doo, doo. This is a new one, so it's very juicy. I think it just needed that a little bit. Because that silver is so shiny on there. All right, I'm just going to take a drink. Whoa. I almost got energy drink in my eyeball. Woo. Okay. Learning how to drink out of a can, folks. Okay. Card number 3. Why are we going to be stamping our bush down at the bottom, but it doesn't show you the bush? See, it doesn't show you the bush. It does in here. Aha, that's the reason why. It's because it's meant to open up. Okay. Fun. All right. So, oops. I was throwing the windowsill on the floor. Okay, so we're going to stamp the bush in there. Okay, so first of all, we are going to take our bone folder and give that a good burnish. So I told you the reason why I didn't do the Facebook Live on Thursdays because I went to Walmart and Home Depot and I bought some plants for my pots because the hummingbirds have been very active in my bird feeders. And so I thought that they would also need to have flowers too. So I went and Googled annuals for a light. I do get sun on my deck, but it's not complete sun. There is 2 big trees that I am very in love with because they turn such a pretty red. And the hummingbirds, I literally had 2 hummingbirds sit on this on 2 branches, and they were about this far away from each other, and they didn't chase each other out of the yard or out of my deck balcony. And I found that really weird. It's the first time I've ever seen that. So they must be family. I don't know. Maybe, you know, one's a daughter. So, okay, so we're going to... Oh, these are upside down. Glad I noticed that, because they're not supposed to be floating in the water. These are hanging. So make sure you have them facing the right way. Oh, joy, joy, joy. Okay, so we're going to stamp our bushes down at the bottom. So let's get out our Stampin' Pearson mat. Because whenever you have photopolymer, the Stampin' Pearson mat gives it a really good stamped image if you stamp it right. All right, so we're going to grab that. And where did the bush go? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the bush once, twice, and 3 times. And then a little bit down at the bottom there, so it's not so... There. There. A little bit more. A little shadow. There we go. 1. I'm going to stamp that right in the center first. Have that ink transfer properly. There we go. And I know you're probably not going to see that, but I'm just going to make it look better, because that is what I do. And one more. I think I need to re-ink my Misty Moonlight because it seems a little lighter in shade, and I don't want to put a blue bush. See how it turns nice and green? Okay. So, next thing. I guess we have to stamp our greetings, so never mind. Wishing you happiness, and that goes on the windowsill. 1, 2, 3. Is there 3? Just 3? Unless I flung it on the floor. Yep, I did. Way underneath. So I have to grab that. Okay, so windowsill. And where's the greeting? Doot, doot, doot. Wishing you happiness. Tap, tap. The window ledge. Okay, this goes. You know what? This bugs me. I'm actually going to grab my, where is it? Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to re-ink my ink pad. And how I do it is I just put drops, and see how they disappear like really quick? That means it's thirsty. And you hear that bird? That is a red-winged blackbird. They and the parking lot piggies, those are chirping sparrows, like to come to my feeder. I get cardinals, blue jays, finches of all types. Catbirds. I love catbirds. All right, I think that's enough for now. And I'll put my ink back. And it should be a lot. I don't want to add too much, because you don't want it, to the point where it's obnoxiously wet. Okay, wishing you all the happiness. Okay. There we go. Ooh, there we go. That one turns out so much nicer. I try not to ink up just in the center of my ink pads. I like to move it around. Ooh, that one is so much better than the first one. The first one kind of sucks. Yeah, I said that. Doo-doo-doo. All right. Okay, first one goes in the trash can. Whoop, whoop. All right, so we're done using our ink pad. And then we are supposed to put, okay, so we're going to move that off, and we're going to grab the silicone craft sheet again. And we're supposed to put the adhesive all the way around. So I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. It's a little tight up there, so I'm just going to let that go. And it wants it all the way around, so I'm going to do that, except for the tippy top. Okay. And then I feel very unsafe about leaving all that adhesive face up. So I'm going to leave that. And I'm going to grab everything I need for dimensionals. And so I need one of those, one with the 2 on it, and one with the 1. And so these are going to get dimensionals as well as the shelf. So I am just going to put one big one in each one rather than a bunch of little ones, because I think that's just more. This one might be, there we go. Our pool opened up on Thursday. I don't think anybody's used it. Okay, so we're going to stab and grab these. And we're actually just going to do one at a time, because that's a lot of adhesive facing up to do all of them at the same time. Okay, so we're going to take our picture of our card, and it wants us to put one down like this, and then the one with the 2 on it, you have to make sure they go down, the silver part facing down, and that goes right there. And the little guy, where does the little guy go? Right here. Okay, so I like how that looks. And then we're supposed to put this right on top. Whew, you expect me to line that up perfectly? Oh boy. Huh. And then these have, there is a score line right there. So, and then I guess we should probably, you know, do that before. That looks so flippin' cool. And then this goes right underneath. Like, wow. Okay, this is really not fair. Where am I supposed to put these? Because it doesn't show. They forgot to tell you in, like, the, you know, where you take everything out, where you're supposed to put the sparkles. Aha! In the center of the fireworks. They kind of missed that. Okay then. Yeah, we're going back because, and we're going to take the tip off. I agree. When I was looking at this kit, I was like going, okay, what's up with this kit? And once I put it together, I was like, I really like it. And then I, you know, added, oops, my own little flair to, yeah, the first one I was having issue with. That one took some of my putty off my take your pick tool. Like, how dare you? Okay. then they forgot in the instructions what you're supposed to do with these. So you have to like, figure it out. I can do that. I can figure stuff out. Usually I am the demonstrator that you watch how to put these things together to not, put these things together. Okay, and you know what? Seeing as how we have extra sparkle bits, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put a little sparkle bit right at the end. Because, like, we have 30 extra. We might as well use it for something fun. There we go. One little sparkle bit. Okay. Now let's finish the rest of this card. But I mean, that is like so cool. I've never done one like this before. Sorry, allergies. Okay, so we're going to take this window and we're going to open it up. And we're just going to fold this back a little bit. So it's not attached to anything. So we can have that fold back a little bit better. Thank you, Tina. Oh, that is just so fun. Okay, now we're going to put these lanterns upside down, and because we know that we're going to have to put dimensionals on them. Okay, and this one we're going to open up just a little bit. I know that they're going to kind of probably, once they go in the envelope to you, they might get flattened. But you know what we could do is we could put like a little dimensional on the inside here so it looks like it's standing up anyways. So, but I don't want to do that because, I mean, if you want to do that, whoever wins this card, they're going to win one card. All right, so let's... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take these off because, come on. I forgot I got to put stuff all the way around. Somebody has their air conditioning on because somebody's just turned off. I'm like, who right now thinks it's hot outside? It's in its 60s. A penguin would feel very warm, but we don't have any of those right now. All right, so we're going to put that, because I forgot that I got to put these on dimensionals. Duh. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm your Saturday night entertainment. Yeah, let's just watch Joy. She'll make us laugh. Okay. All right, so 1, a 2, and a 3. Oops, come on, there we go. And so we're going to stick this one. Make sure you stick it facing the correct way. Like that. And then this goes all the way down. I'm lining it up on my silicone craft sheet so I could see where it's at. And that is just so, I just think that is just so cool. And then one, two, and three. And then those of you who have watched my past Facebook Lives, if you have done a heart, a heart or a thumbs up, your name has gone into the drawing. And if you leave a comment, your name has gone into the drawing. And if you have shared this video on your timeline, your name has gone into the drawing twice. So what that does is it allows me to pick the winner for that card presentation. Those have gone out in the mail today. So if you have won, I do not announce it, but what I do is if you are not on my mailing list, I will contact you through Facebook and say, hi, you watched presentation number blah, blah, blah. You won the card from that presentation. Send me your address and I will mail it to you. I do not mail anything else above and beyond that card. Now, if you've watched other Facebook Lives and you win, you will get Happy Mail as a surprise. So I do not announce the winners because I want people to receive them in the mail and be surprised about it, because it's my way to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to watch my videos. And I appreciate it, and I appreciate people who place orders with me, because I am a little fish in a big demo pond. And I appreciate the thumbs ups and the likes and the sharing. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. It moved. Grr. It only did that once. That was actually okay. No. Yeah. I think that'll work. I think so. I think so. I think so. No. I wonder if I can rip that up. This one. No, it's not going to work. There's a little tiny, it moved, so gosh darn it. Oh well. If I were to snip that off, it would not be a card. Okay, here we go. Then we'll take that and we will put that. This was a fun kit to put together. Okay, do you think we should put fireworks on the inside of this one, guys? Whoever's watching, you love your Happy Mail. Thank you very much. I love getting Happy Mail too. Okay, now I think we're going to do the same thing with, excuse me, the Wink of Stella. I think we're going to do the chunky parts. Just I am trying to not color outside the lines. So, okay. What do you think about that? All right. Just a little bit. No, I mean on the inside of the card, like we did with the corners. I don't want to put the bush down there. I mean, I guess we could always... You can always stamp the bush down at the little, you know, in a different color though. Here, a little bit. And one more. Probably do that on the first card too, seeing as how we use the same greeting. Let's see. We could use Peaceful Pine and clean off the bush so it's not a blue bush. Could be juniper, right? Juniper is kind of a bluish green. Okay. Let's see. Peaceful Pine. Right here. That wouldn't look too bad. Let's clean off the blue bush. And where did I stick it? Right here. Seeing as how we're cleaning off, might as well clean off the rest of the guys that we used. Okay. Squeak, squeak. This nice and clean. All right. Some of you have heard that the new hybrid black ink pad colors your photopolymer. That turned it pink. Melon Mambo. So how many people are complaining about Melon Mambo coloring their stamps pink? Give the new one a try. If it does the things it says it should, if it works out for you. Don't let the staining detract you from not getting it. Okay, so this one is the one that we're kind of at the end there, so that's not going to be the one you guys are going to get. But what do you think about having, there we go, a little bushy down at the bottom? We'll just stamp it a couple times. There we go. I mean, yeah, it's not as fun and pretty as the fireworks are, but there's no fireworks really in this one. But there is a bush in the window. So, I think that'll look good as a inside. Okay, you like that, Kimberly? Okay, we'll do that. Because I would feel really bad about, you know, saying I'm going to, you know, stamp something on the inside of the card and then having, you know, one miss it. Okay. This is Peaceful Pine. This is the new in color that was just released. There we go. And let's get this desk cleaned up a little bit. And we will show you all the cards together. So here is card number 3, card number 2, and card number 1. So let's look at the front, and normally it puts the envelopes near the one. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is that one. This is that one. And, oh, wow. I mean, how would you not love this as a card? I mean, the envelope is just as striking as, I mean, like, really. And this one, I'm assuming, has that beautiful, and this one has a little bit of that yellow in there. I mean, look at that. I mean, wow. Okay. So which one do you guys like the best? Oh, you realize now what I was saying. That's okay, Barb. Don't worry about it. Okay, so guys, number 1, number 2, number 3. Which one's your favorite? I have to say I like number 3, but I liked how this one turned out, and I like this one better because in this one, I think I need to stamp a little bit more on there. A little bit more bush. Yeah, I'm gonna, because it's bugging me. So, yeah, we're not done. We're gonna just go back in and get some more bush. And we're gonna close that up. Go in like that. There. Okay. I actually like that better because it gives it more dimension. Otherwise, it was just like a flat bush. Fixing my card. It's not my design, but I'm making it look better. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That makes me happier. I know, I'm weird, guys. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to get right in there. Okay. So, there and there. So which ones do you guys like the best? 1, 2, or 3? I had fun putting this one together. Normally, like I said, I just, do exactly what they say and, do it like they say. And then that way I have, make it so it's not so noisy to choose. There we go. And there we go. I think okay, so here we go again. If you also like number 3. Okay, like I said, this is the first time Stampin' Up! Has done something like that, where it, kind of opens. So if you do a thumbs up or a heart, that gets your name entered into the drawing. If you do that also on the replay until this gets deleted, that also gets you entered. Thank you, Barb. If you leave a comment on this video or on the replay, that gets you entered. And then if you share this on your timeline, this video, that gets you entered 2 times. Now, there might be a paper crafter that is on your timeline that maybe has not touched their stuff in a long time and don't know where to start. maybe a paper pumpkin might help them get their juices flowing. You might help them. This for me is kind of like my happy place. It makes me happy to create cards to send to people, or to create for Facebook Lives to send them to people so that those people send them out to create somebody else's happiness. And so that's what I love about this. And so thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Saturday. Now, tomorrow is Sunday. I will be back after 5 o'clock. So again, previous Facebook Lives winners have been sent in the mail. So hopefully you have been one of those winners. Take care, guys. Have a great rest of your evening and hope to see you tomorrow. Happy stamping.